And hello again, and here we are back in my garage, and as you can see I finally fitted the bodywork back on the bike, and I must say it looks pretty damn good. Unfortunately things aren't all what they seem, and I do have a big problem with this paintwork, and that problem is that I've now painted the bike a month ago, but the 2K clear lacquer on the tank is still soft, which it shouldn't be, which is a big problem. And I think what's happened is I've used this very clever can of 2K clear, and the way it works is there are two compartments inside the can, and in one compartment is the paint, or in this case the clear, in the other compartment is the hardener. And when you want to use the can, there's a plunger here in the base of the can that you're pushing hard. That breaks the seal between the two compartments and allows the hardener to mix with the paint. You then use it and you get about 12 or 15 hours before the paint goes hard inside the can. So I used 3 cans of this stuff on the bike. First 2 cans no problem at all, but it seems this last can had a problem. I'm not sure what happened, but it seems the hardener did not mix correctly inside the can. Maybe the plunger didn't work properly, I've no idea. But it's left me with soft paint, particularly on the tank. So I've asked around, and it seems that even without the hardener, the clear coat will harden off eventually. It could take weeks, it could take months, who knows. So for the time being, I'm just going to leave it and hope, fingers crossed, that it will harden off eventually. If not, I'll just have to start again and maybe re-spray the tank, which I'm not particularly happy about, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So what else is happening? Well, I've just removed this rear lamp from the bike, because this is from a Kawasaki ZX6R, and it came with this multi-pin connector, as you might expect, but I've only got half of it, and it's unlikely I'm ever going to find the other half, so I've cut it off. I'm just going to replace the connectors with something. I do have these little brass connectors, so that'll be fine. Then I can fit that back on the bike. So what else is going on? Well, in the last video we did finish off the rear sets for the gear change side, so that's on the bike now, and it's looking pretty good. I mean, eventually it will have to be polished or maybe anodized or painted in some way, but that can wait for a later date. So I left Jeff in his workshop making the rear set on the brake side, and it turned out that the lever I already have left over from another project wasn't quite appropriate, because it positioned the master cylinder in the wrong place. So he set out to make another new brake lever along with the bracketry to hold it all to the bike. So left him with that, and so now let's move away from my garage and go and see Jeff and see how he's been getting on with my rear set on the brake side. Talking of countersunk bolts, I've ordered you some to go in here. Yeah. I ordered 10, I think.
Oh, I found one.
But they're not here yet.
I've used one in there.
Okay, good.
The only thing, let's just measure this. Oh, it's 16 mil. I don't know how much I've got. 16.
Okay.
I can get a piece.
I don't need any, but it's for people out there who have been asking me for the bloody set of these things.
Well,
because nobody's got them, and we made them. This is from my Not Commando 961, so you can use the product stand.
So it's about,
yeah, it's only a little bit.
Ooh.
Yeah, the hollow spindle narrows down ever so slightly at this end, so you got.
So it's about 42 mil.
It's all pretty approximate. Yeah.
About 42 mil of 16. So if I put 42 there.
Yeah.
Threaded.
So you've been busy and you've now prepped.
Oh, there's your spec. Yeah.
So there's that.
I did it like that.
Oh, hang on. More work done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
It looks...
Yeah, it looks better.
I only took a bit out, but it sort of highlighted... Just
that's an old spacer, an engine spacer.
Looks a lot
for my GPz project.
Yeah.
And this is a nice new one in stainless steel.
Yeah.
That will never go rusty and look like that. So that can go and be ready to put on the bike whenever I get round to finishing off my engine.
I'll do that.
God knows when that will be.
Yeah, that's gone down to about 15.7 now.
Yeah.
I'll put there... When you've got that.
Yeah, I've got that.
Yeah, I've just made up some more of them while I was at it. I've just
mass production of levers.
I made 2 more of them.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, like you say, if that will just pull out, but like
Okay.
say, if you was to Loctite it in now, it's going to be awkward to
Bend it.
if Jeff. Do you know what I'm thinking?
Well, also don't forget my other one's got holes drilled in it, so that's
Yeah.
another thing.
Well, we might. I didn't.
I'll have to bring back the old one so you can copy it.
Well,
Oh, there's the other one.
that's that one. Well, I can. Well, I'll put the holes in it then before then, because we need to work all this out here.
Yeah.
What I was thinking is it could do with a bend virtually about there.
Yes.
So it brings it out like that,
And then come back the other way, yeah.
and then only a small. You don't want to.
No.
It wants so that one's coming that way,
Only about 10 minutes.
and then that one wants going
Yes.
that way.
Yeah. Little dog leg. Yeah.
So that basically, that there
is
just with that little.
Yeah. We can sort that out.
Yeah.
I'll go
But
see that.
you can get more of a gradual,
Right. Okay.
Jeff can.
Yeah, he's with his big machine.
This big machine.
His big machine. Yeah, I'll have to go and see him soon. Right, okay, and that's something else. Yeah, we'll make a few of these. I've got a lot of people asking me about them. If you've just got a Naught Commando and realise it doesn't have plex stands built into the swing arm,
Oh,
so...
we didn't. I did no point in Loctite in that.
No,
I thought we hadn't.
No. So we'll make a few of them and keep these people happy.
Don't know for.
I don't think it's very far, actually. I don't think it goes in very far
I
at
don't
all.
know if it does.
Well... Then again, it has got the weight of the bike, or half a bike.
Bloody hell. It is well, if you get these bolts with them.
Well, you do, yeah. Yeah, you just buy a kit. They're about 25 quid, I think.
There's 30 mil depth.
Yeah.
So as long as it's more than 30 mil of thread.
Yeah, 35, whatever.
I'll just put 35 of thread.
Right, okay. So there's your technical drawing. And make as many as you want. I'm sure we'll get rid of them.
35 deep. 6 mil thread.
Yep. M6.
So that's 16. Yeah. It's better. Usually you carry the drill straight through because it's easy to get all the crap out when
Yeah.
So that's got all.
Yeah, because I noticed
How
you
many?
drill that all the way through, hadn't you?
I didn't measure how. That's 42. I didn't measure the length really. That's 74.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be 74. It could be 70 or 75. It doesn't matter, does it? I mean, it's whatever.
Right. So I've got all my info there.
Right, excellent.
I can leave that there.
So I'll take that away with me and...
Do you want your bag?
Yeah, I'll have them back. Why not?
you want
Waste
to-
not, want not.
We'll take your bolts.
Yeah, and take
What else
that.
you need?
And this. And these. For the engine.
You can work. And I need you to get.
Yeah,
our-
I'll mark it out.
Well, I don't know if we're still going to be able to get that on, but like
We will. I am sure we will. Where there's a will, there's a way. No problem.
I don't know where that's got to go.
No.
The further up it comes,
The easier it is, yeah.
see if we get it there.
Okay, well, I'll take it home and
I think we're gonna have to make something.
an additional piece
Yeah,
to
to
bolt
come
on.
off
It's
it,
okay
yeah.
if we do. It's not an issue. It's not a problem.
It would have been better if we didn't.
I know. But if we do, we do.
But then if we put a rose joint on here and we can get that lower,
Yes, then that makes life easier.
then that makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, I have got some rose joints at home,
Yeah.
so whether I've got the correct size, I don't know, but we'll see.
See, that's threaded virtually.
All the way.
If we can get mind you though, if you put a rose joint on that, I don't think you're going to save much.
Well, we'll see.
Anyway,
We shall see.
without having one, I'm not sure.
Okay. Right, so we've got everything I need.
Right.
You can keep them for the time being.
Eh?
You don't need that. Well,
Right.
do you need that?
Do you need? Yeah.
Do you need that?
Well,
Well, you don't need that anymore, do you? Because you've...
no, you can put that back
Okay, yeah, I'll take it home and...
Ooh, put it in the wrong end.
Right, okay.
I don't want
great.
to say that'll come in handy for anything.
Well, it'll go... Put it back in the old
You put. Do you want to
little
keep
bag.
that?
Yeah. You never know. One day you might say to me, where's that gone?
Yeah.
I need it for something. Right, okay, so with that, look round very quickly. Anything else going on? Well, lots of things are going on,
Oh, lots of
as you can see.
things.
But time to go home. And now I'm back home again with a quick test fit of this brake side of the rear sets. So I've now got the angle of this brake lever pretty much spot on for when I'm sitting on the bike. So the question is, where's this thing going to go? And I think it's going to have to go that way because it takes up less room, or maybe that way. So looking at about 90 degrees. And yeah, we might just get away with that. That's very tight on the top. Or I could spin it round, try again, and that's way off. But that is the wrong way round. It should be that way round. But if it is, and also of course as I push on the lever, the angle's going to change anyway, so I could probably get away with something like that. That might just work. That might just work. We might just have enough room for this top mount. What I could also do is perhaps change this original MT10 bracket here with those that I've got on the shelf. So I've got a couple of options here. I've got a clevis pin that'll just screw into the threaded bar on the master cylinder, and I've got this here, so maybe one of those might work quite well. Now just checking to see how much shorter that will be. So if I screw that right down to there, it will be what, about 5 or 7 or 8 millimeters shorter than this one, so that's good news. That would be quite helpful. Or I could use this clevis pin, which by the way is stainless steel, and again we can do that, and that's even shorter I think. So yeah, I think it will work. This will have to go, this bracket, which I don't like anyway, and we'll fit either one of these or one of these clevis pins, which will give us about 5 or 7 or 8 millimeters extra room, which means this thing can then come down by the same amount and be fitted just right on this bracket without having to worry about adding another little bracket on top just to hold the master cylinder in place. So with that done, I need to then measure it out carefully, mark it on here where I want it, take it back to Jeff's, and then he can shape this bracket here to look pretty good on the bike. And next, I really want to get the bike on its wheels at last, and to do that I need a new pair of tyres. Now it just so happens I have another set of wheels and tyres from another project that I'm not using right now, and it turns out that the tyre sizes are the same as I need for the R6 wheels going on this bike. Therefore this morning I took a bit of a long trip through traffic all the way to Liverpool with both sets of wheels to get the tyres changed over. Now I went all that way to speak because I've got an old friend, John, who's now got his own tuning shop over in Liverpool, which I've not been to before, so it's a great excuse to go over there, see him, have a look around his workshop and get my tyres changed over at the same time. So I left it with him, and he'll call me when he's got time to change over the tyres on those wheels. And it was good to see him again, and look at his dyno, look at his workshop. He tends to work on race bikes, that sort of thing, big expensive Ducatis, Hondas, BMWs, that sort of thing. But yeah, it's quite a good little shop there with a dyno, and they rebuild engines, rebuild suspension, that sort of thing. And I may well take one of my bikes over there at some point over winter when they're not quite so busy. So yeah, so in a few days time, as I say, I'll get the wheels back and we'll get this bike on its wheels at last. So next then, I think I need to go back over to Jeff's workshop and see how he's getting on with those rear sets for my my brake side of the bike.
Last bit, yes. Yeah, good. I'm just going to make a couple of little spaces. Oh, it's alright, a little bit of wet. You can just see the edge of the billet there where it's just, I've just managed to get it. It's okay. Now, kind of. There we go. There you go. Done? Yeah, good stuff. You turn red button.
Red button. And now I'm back home again. And as you can see, I've done a quick test fit of this brake side rear set, and I'm pretty happy with the overall result. So next then, I've got to work out where I can fit this dash pot. Should it go behind here, or in front of the side panel, or ideally I want to put it behind the side panel. But I won't know if that'll work or not until I've got the engine in, the carbs on, and the air filters in place. Until then I won't know how much spare room I've got behind this side panel. And so fitting this thing will have to wait until all those things are in place. I've also got this linkage rod here for the gear change side. This is from a Kawasaki, and this knuckle will fit my engine. Now, of course, this might be far too short or far too long, I don't know, but it's a start, isn't it? It's a start. I can always make up a new rod if needed when we get the engine in the frame. So what else and what else? Well, at some point in the future, all these parts have to go off to be hard anodized black, but that will have to wait because Camcoat, the chaps I use, they've got a minimum order value of £50, and so I'm going to wait until I've got quite a lot of parts to take before I take these parts to be hard anodized. I do still have some engine covers that need to be coated. Not sure yet how that'll work out, whether I go black or silver or even sort of some sort of bronze finish. I'm not sure yet, I'm not sure, but all that will be done in good time. And so that's about it for this week, except I have just received a parcel I've been waiting for a few days. And in that parcel we have a pair of Dyna coils for the bike and a matching set of Dyna leads. So I'll get them on the bike at some point in the future. Now, having fitted Dyna coils to a ZX50 in the past, I do know that to fit them correctly, they need 2 small spacers for each coil, which no doubt I don't have. So at some point, again next week, I'll pop over to see Jeff and get him to machine me up those spacers on his lathe. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the rear sets I've got, and certainly they cost me an awful lot less than buying a set of Tarosi rear sets from Italy, which would have been around £350. I'm not quite sure how much they would have cost if you paid for it through Jeff, because he's a mate and we do sort of mates rates, and he owes me a favour, I owe him a favour, it all works itself out in the end. But certainly it didn't cost anywhere near, £350. It probably cost me £50, and of that 25 was for the MT10 master cylinder, so I can't complain. Now obviously they're still not quite finished because I've got to take them off and get them hard anodized in the future, and that might cost a few pounds, maybe, I don't know, 25, 30 pounds, something like that. So it's not too bad. And that hard anodizing is really, really hard. It will not rub off with your feet sort of rubbing against them for years, so I'm really happy with that finish from Camcoat. But anyway, all that's for the future. So for now, that's it. And so thanks for watching, and cheers.